dreams, left the sunshine behind. Now Arkansas calls, where the land's untamed and wild. Gary, Mary, Miller, we're carving out of space, building a homestead at our own pace. Welcome to Junktojems, where the work never ends. Off-grid living with our family and friends. We got houseboats to build and tractors to mend. Join the journey, let the adventure begin.
Good morning. It's a beautiful Sunday morning out here. We did get a little bit of rain early this morning, but this awesome friend of mine, Big Joe over here, showed up to help me get the carport cover on. So that's what we're doing. So we have we've strapped the legs down and the top down to the side of the shop here. So you can see with just some all strap. And this way it doesn't blow around anymore. We're gonna put some more up there on the top once we get up there, get the top on. And then we're gonna stiffen up the legs somehow. We ain't quite figured out how to do that yet, but we are gonna do that. I do have a couple more pieces of bed frame for that. So we might just do that. Drive them down to the ground and strap it to it. So we'll be back. So, as you see, we went ahead and put some more braces up there on those, all the way down on this side, because they had just a little tiny bend in them, but just to be safe, because this tarp is kind of heavy. As you can see, it's stretched out there drying. But we're gonna get on here and we're gonna see if we can't get this thing up. This ought to be fun. Because you know, you put it together on the ground, but now it's up in the air. That's gonna be a big change there. So let's see what we can do. Alright, well, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a lot worse than that, but it's holding, y'all. Do have that one piece in the middle is bent, and at some point I'll probably get up there and put that up there. But for the most part, even though with a little tiny tear up there, for the most part, this will be just fine. You know, I can always put some little piece of window tape on that, and that'll be fine up there to keep the water out. Chances are it's not really going to leak. If it does, it'll be a minor drip, but for the most part, it's up here. So we are going to anchor the legs back down somehow, and I don't think I'm going to use them same anchors as before, but I am going to put the two straps over top of it just to keep it from blowing up, and we'll go from there. So just taking a quickie break right now because it is hot today, and I think this will work for at least getting some shade over here to work outside, and gives me a little more space inside the barn. store stuff over there, be able to pull a tow truck over here, and also be able to get the beast over here and start working on it. And now that I got some decent ground, I think that'll be pretty sweet. And as you can see, we got that tightened up against there. I am going to put a strap up there. I'll show you right here. Put a couple of straps right there on those where they hit the barn, where they hit the shop, I should say, barn, shop, whatever. And hold those up there, and that way that'll be extra stable. You can keep this one from wanting to fall in. And then like I said, I'm going to get something else for these legs to make these legs a little more stable for the future. But for right now, we're going to get those straps up there and then see what else we can get into. All right, I'll be back.
This is where I left you guys alone. After Sean told me all about he had the wind figured out and all that shit.
So that, not. Yep, this is where it happened. The major breakdown. So we're X-bracing the outside corners because we know we've already got it attached to the shop over here. So we thought, let's X-brace these corners and make this a little stronger out here. So I'm going to put 2 more in over here. And do the same thing all over again. Now I only had 6 of these total, so I would like to have had 4 more, but you know, we're not going to complain. Beggars ain't going to be choosers. We had them, but we're making them work. Rock. All right. One more down. All right, another one in. He said, "Oh, you need a hook for this. Oh, you need a strap catcher." Yeah, man. Picking up banjo. Alright, there's another one down. We're even getting some fancy color to it.
Safety orange.
Yeah, man.
Oh.
So if you run into this, you need a bigger grosses. Joe need a bigger grossie. He just stepped on my hand.
Oh, so tenderly.
Here he's worried about trip hazards, and I'm being the trip hazard.
I didn't expect that.
Sweet enough, I just had 4 more of those. That'd be ideal.
I know a guy that works at a place.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Hooked me right on up with 4 more of them hooks, huh? I think I ordered them on Amazon though. These hooks, like, God.
Yeah, but I know a guy that works at a place. Ah.
Sweetness. All right, y'all, look what we got here. You're gonna call us the X-Men. So once we hook these other straps up, like we got one up, and once we hook the other one up over there, something tells me this ought to be pretty stout. The only thing I mean, it is what it is for what it is. So, I know it is what it is because of what it is, right? Stop saying that, that drives me batty. No, I'm kidding. I think it's looking awesome. Let's back up. As long as we don't get a giant wind, you know, another 78 mile an hour wind, that probably ought to hold just fine. And if we do get one, well then, life happens. So, but at least we got some shade. I can keep some things out of the weather now, and we can go from there. So, let's see what else we can get done. Well, I got the big man help. Now Jeff's gonna air.
Just gonna what?
You gotta get a hold of Jeff about that. But Joe's gonna hook this up right here, and he's gonna anchor these down to the other anchor, so it gives a little more downforce on the corners and keeps them a little more stable. All right, time to get to the strapping to the top. So all we're using is all strap. And it's gonna work out pretty good, I think. It has on the other parts. So, let's see what we got. I'm old. Yeah. Well, all stripe works pretty good sitting up there. Don't you hate it when you get a song stuck in your head? So here's your tip for the day. You know, I had a subscriber reach out to me about the negative comments. Hang on. Anyway, about the negative comments. And, you know, the negative comments don't really rattle my chain unless they're extremely rude. But if you're going to insult my intelligence or, you know, something like that, well, you know what? That's your opinion. I'm a veteran, and there's a reason I'm a veteran. Okay? Because I wanted to fight for the rights to have for people to just say whatever they wanted to. So I don't care. And if anybody else out there in the world is insulting you or rattling your chain for no reason whatsoever other than they just need somebody to rattle their chain too, well, I'll tell you what. I'm about to tell you how to deal with that. Hang on one sec. So yeah, here's how I look at that. Somebody's trying to put me down or run that gator, as I like to say, or talk that smack to me. You know, the way I see it, if they ain't the person signing my check or and if they ain't hurting my family in any way, then I really don't care, because it's just an opinion, and opinions are like tushy holes that some of them just stink. And some people just have to be negative. I mean, that's just their thing. They're so unhappy with their own world that they have to make other people unhappy. My mom used to tell me years ago, misery loves company. Well, guess what? If that's what you want to be, then that's your opinion. But, you know, I mean, I'm not recommending you do it because, one, it's just not nice. Two, why? You know, why be unhappy or put someone down so you can make yourself feel better? Does that make any sense? No, it doesn't. Make yourself feel better by lifting others up and lifting yourself up. That's the best advice I can give to anyone. So, you know, be positive, be happy. There's no reason to go through the world being negative and hateful. It doesn't serve any purpose for anyone. So there's my word of advice for the day. If it ain't hurting your wallet, it ain't hurting your family, it's just words, and it's just an opinion of someone else. There's plenty of other opinions out there that really matter. So don't worry about that one or two, okay? That one or two, they're not signing your check. And nobody's hurting anybody. So enjoy it, you know? And, you know, well, I see it. If you get really nasty on my page, you know, or on my channel, with really nasty comments, yeah, I'll just block you and, you know, you won't be able to watch no more. And if that's your choice, then that's your choice. But the way I see it is just, it's not really rattling me. Like I said, a couple of subscribers reached out to me and said I couldn't be a YouTuber because of all that. Well, you put yourself in this position, in this public life, you got to expect that. You get it every day, just you don't see it every day, or you don't hear it directly every day. At least on here, they'll hide behind that keyboard, and they'll do their thing that way. And if that's your thing, well, that's your thing. But keep it off my channel if you don't mind. If you can't say something nice, don't say it. And if you don't like the way I'm doing things, then don't watch. I mean, it's just that simple. There are billions of people in this world, and I'm quite sure that I'm not going to miss one or two of you. So be happy, okay? So on that note, that being said, be happy. Remember the 4-hour rule, 30-minute hour rule, 4-hour rule, 1-day rule. There's nothing you can do about it in those amount of times. Be happy the rest of the time, and then work on it the next day. So in the meantime, all right, so we got our all strap up there, right there. You can see it right there, and that's going to hold that top part in and also keep it from wanting to come down like that. And the all strap is actually pretty strong. And then we got our rest of our stuff here, so I am going to be moving a lot of this over this way now, and we're going to be putting the beast right here, right on this side of the carport. And this way I can pull it in and out, and I can get the engine out right there, and then I can just move the engine over here to the pallets over here, and we can go from there. But that is definitely going to get started on here real soon, especially now that I've got this up. So I'll probably bring tow truck over here and kind of scrape some of this down a little bit and level it out just a little bit more. And then I've obviously got to pick up all the other stuff. We got all the tarps. Joe helped me with the tarps that got all wet and muddy. So we're going to be picking all that stuff up, and then I'm going to bring tow truck over here. I mean, the beast over here tomorrow. So we'll bring the beast over here tomorrow. We'll get her going, and I'll probably have to charge a battery up and everything in the morning, and see about jump starting it, because no, it will run. It just, you'll hear it tomorrow. But it's pretty nasty. But then, like I said, I'm gonna get her over here and get her started, even if I've got to lay tarps on the ground or whatever like that, to keep my bolts from going anywhere. But this ain't Florida. Ground is really hard here, so if you drop a bolt or a washer, you can find it pretty fast, pretty easy. So it is what it is. That it happens, and we're gonna get that going. I can't wait. I'm excited. Now that this is up and stable, I'm really excited about getting that done. So other than that, I guess we're gonna holler at you in a little while. I'm probably gonna end up moving the trailer here soon. I'm just not sure exactly where I'm gonna put it yet, or how I'm gonna put it, but it sure needs to come out of that area right there, because soon we're gonna be building that up over there, and we'll keep going one day at a time, y'all. Every day is an improvement, and that's the way you should see life. Every day make an improvement. Every day strive to be a little bit better than yesterday, even if it's only a tiny bit, and even if you don't realize it, because I tell you what, all those little tiny bits add up into big bits, and soon you're a different person. And some of you are going to say, I don't want to change. Well, you don't have to change, but change for the better, and you don't really have to change. I worded that wrong. You don't really have to change, but do you really want to just sit and be miserable? No, nobody does. Some of you do, but don't do it. It's not worth it. Besides that, that's not quality of life, So be happy. Until next time, y'all. I'll be back in just a little short. All right, well, it's been a day. I want to thank Big Joe at our friend over there. He come over here and helped me get this all put together and put up, and look at this, we got it going on. She's pretty stable. You've seen the straps we put on it, and she is not moving around. We've had a couple of decent wind gusts so far, and it's been pretty solid so far. And now I just got to put the all strap up there yet, and I'll do that here in just a little bit. But Joe went to go get in his truck and get out of his mud boots and locked his keys in his truck. So Therefore, we had to take a long extended break and go get his code for his truck so he could get in his truck. So anyway, he just left, so I want to thank him for coming over here and helping me with all this. And she's got it going on now. I am not going to put the sides on it, y'all. It's just going to be for shade mainly. And so I can get the truck over here and what have you, and be able to make that happen. So anyway, that's the plan. We'll put all the other stuff over here in the other one, and the side over here, and at some point I will finish that out, but for right now at least it's got some kind of cover on it, so I can make that happen, and you know, keep stuff out of the weather. It does have a little bit of sides on it, so it'll keep things mostly dry and what have you like that. So we're gonna call it a day on this video, and I'm gonna get in here and edit this thing out and get it out to you today so you can see what we got going on. And we hope you'll like and subscribe and join us on the rest of this journey, because it just keeps getting better. It's drying out. And even though we got rain this morning, it's drying out. So again, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, come see us at Junktojems, because you never know what kind of junk you turn into a gem. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.